Hi everyone, this is Terry Hartley at Rustic Barn Cards, and today we're going to make a quick and easy card. I needed to make 3 cards for 3 dear friends. So this is one of the cards that I made, Love and Thanks to a Dear Friend. Today I'm using all in colors. So if you stick with me to the end, I have a couple more cards to share with you that are similar but a little bit different. So on this particular card, I used Bumblebee cardstock and designer paper, and I used the sentiment, Love and Thanks to a Dear Friend, from the Prize Peony stamp set. And this has some lovely sentiments. So I'm going to lay this card right here. Today, we're going to use the in color Misty Moonlight. And we only need 1 ink pad, Misty Moonlight. And I'm going to change the sentiment. I'm going to use one from Beautiful World. And I'm going to use the sentiment, Adventure Awaits. And I know right now, at this time, in July 2020, we hope that there is some adventure awaiting for us. All right, so what I need for this card is I need a card base. And this is 5.5 by 11 inches. I need some designer paper, and I'll give you these dimensions and also have it at the end. This is 3.5 inches by 4 7/8. And then Whisper White to match the designer paper is 3 3/4 by 5 inches. And then I have cardstock for the inside of our card at 5 1/4 by 4 inches. And a banner at 1 inch wide by 4 inches long. And then I just have a scrap of Whisper White paper, cardstock rather, for the sentiment. And if you would like to write those dimensions down, I'll lay that right here so you can see that when we make our card. So this is the card that we're going to make. So the first thing we're going to do is to fold our cardstock. This will be our card base, the Misty Moonlight. Bring in the bone folder, make a crisp edge. I'm going to turn that around. And I'm going to adhere the cardstock for the inside. So we're going to bring in green glue. You want it along the edges, not too much. You don't want it to squish out because it will squish some. And then it's just easier for me to turn my card. And I guess I better open my card or we're going to have that in the wrong place, aren't we? Okay, I'm going to open my card and line it up and turn it around. And then press that down. Okay, I'm going to lay this aside. And then I want to stamp my sentiment next. So I'm going to open the Misty Moonlight ink pad. Bring in my sentiment I've already put on the block and my scrap of Whisper White paper. So just tap it. I always like to look. Straight down and straight up. Great. And that is all the ink that we need. So I can close up my Misty Moonlight ink pad. And then I'm going to bring in the Timeless Label punch. And I'm going to turn it this way so I can see. Now on this card here, I put the sentiment at the bottom of the label because I wanted to put a bow on it. Venture Awaits, the A and the D is a little bit taller, so I'm going to put my bow in a different place. So I'm going to center Adventure Awaits. So I'm just going to try to get it centered. And then punch that. And here we have our sentiment. Okay, I'm going to bring our cardstock back in, or card base rather. I'm going to bring in the Whisper White matte and our designer paper. So I'm going to adhere those two together. So I'm going to put a little snail glue on the back of the designer paper. Remember, Stampin' Up, we have our designer paper, it's two-sided. And the mat just barely shows around the designer paper, but I think it gives it just kind of adds something to the designer paper. All right, now I'm going to adhere this. I could put the designer paper in the mat straight, or I could kind of put a little sideways like I did on this one. And I think that I'm going to, just going to put it a little bit off center. Okay. And I could use the green glue, but I think I'm going to go ahead and use the snail. So get that kind of lined up like I want. And press that down. And then I'm going to bring in our banner. Now the banner, I'm going to just make my own banner. I'm just going to cut in the middle. There we go. Sometimes this works great, other times I need to redo it. We're going to hope this is one of those times that it's going to work for us. You can also fold the paper in half, but sometimes it leaves a crease in your paper a little bit. Okay, great. And then I'm going to turn this over. Of course, I could have used this, but I'm going to use, I like this side. So I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to come in and put 3 dimensionals on the back of the banner. Take off the top. And I can put this banner, I could put it at the bottom, I could put it in the middle, I could even go to at the top. So this one I kind of put in the middle. But I think I'm going to go ahead and put this at the bottom of my card, but yet still have some of the designer paper to show below. And now I'm going to turn over my sentiment. I'm going to come in with some smaller dimensionals. And I'm going to put those right along the middle so it will sit on my banner. And take off the tops. Kind of line that up. And press that down. We need some Misty Moonlight ribbon to make a bow. I've already made the bow. I may need to trim it a little bit. I think I'm going to put it right here in the corner. So I'm going to bring in some glue dots. And now I can kind of see where I want to trim. Bring in my snips. And there we have it. Adventure awaits. A misty moonlight. And love and thanks to a dear friend in Bumblebee. Let me show you the other two cards that I told you I wanted to share with you. Love and thanks to a dear friend, and I used Magenta Madness. And then the other card I made is Love and Thanks to a Dear Friend. I used Just Jade. And one thing we need to add to our card that we made today, let's add a few of the end color dots. And we could add a different color, but I'm going to go ahead and use Midnight Madness. I think I'll put one right here. Maybe up in the corner. And maybe one more. All right, there we go. That kind of adds, need to add a little bling to our card. So we have Adventure Awaits, Love and Thanks to a Dear Friend in the Bumblebee. And notice the Love and Thanks in Magenta Madness. I put the bow up here and I put the banner, kind of similar to what we did today. And then the Just Jade, notice the designer paper is straight. I did not turn it. I put it straight and added the banner, and the bow is up in the corner. So, don't know which one that you like the best. Where I have the banner in the middle, and this is turned. Or the one we made today, Adventure Awaits. Love and Thanks to a Dear Friend. So this is a card you could make several of in a short amount of time. So let me know in the comments below which card you like the best. And if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment. If you do not have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would love to be your demonstrator and help you and send you a catalog. And you can check my website, terryhartley.stampinup.net. Thank you and have a blessed day.